Porch is a ledger of the yellowed breath, where she leaned against the silence like a second skin. I wasn't a technician of the harvest of death, just the curator of the ways we begin. She was a sculpture of the unwashed wool, collecting the dust like a voluntary dead. I watched the geometry of the shadow pull into the corners where the tallow hadn't met. The year is a friction, the weight in the shoe, a record in the inventory of the me and the you. The light in the wall is beginning to tick, in a room where the atmosphere is heavy and thick. Oh, I've been the abacus, I've been the stone, according to the frequency of the marrow and the bone. I measured the warp in the grain of the floor to find the exact vibration of the door. I witnessed the tally of the win and the loss, and the slow accumulation of the gypsum and the moss through the sediment of the state. The boy was a radio of silver and zinc, spilling the secrets that he shouldn't keep, standing on the edge of the absolute blink, watching the logic of the marrow go deep. He had a mouthful of the magnetic silt, building a cathedral out of the built and the guilt. I never wanted the rhythm to conclude this way, but the gravity is the only thing that gets to say, yeah, the year is a friction, a weight in the shoe, washing out the blueprints of the me and the you. The laugh in the wall is beginning to tick, while the logic of the state is finally starting to stick. The glare through the grease is a fraudulent heat, a crooked translation of the noise on the street. It's out of the reach, it's out of the mind, a revision of the things we were supposed to find. But the friction is heavy and the logic is sweet, in the warm little weight of a permanent defeat. I won't pull the trigger, I'll let the valve lead. The inventory is full, the mineral is set, a debt to the seasons that hasn't been met. Listen to the land. The wallpaper is an integument of unwashed wool, peeling from the lath in a Risness rod. I'm a structure of the inventory and the pull, a master of the things that I forgot. The floorboards are breathing a thick yellow air, measuring the tilt of the ceiling and the dust. I'm a heavy inhabitant of the nowhere, polishing the edges of the rust we rush. Without the torque of your palm, the abacus of the ribs would start to sway. You are the ignition of the bellows, counting every atom of the state. Oh, it's the limestone pressure is a needle in the lung, a terminal grammar for the paralyzed tongue. I can't recalibrate the logic of the grain. I'm just the resident of the industrial state. The minutes are heavy, the zinc is alone in the lead line, quiet of the hunter's code. The lentils are bowing under a lavender gas. A low barometer pressing against the ribs and the pain. I'm watching the industrial hallucinations pass across a landscape of copper and of mineral stain. The shape of the body anymore. It's a rip and extraction of the dead and the guilt, piling the heavy inventory at the foot of the door. The brine from the marrow of the floor, recording the vibration of a hereditary flaw. My anatomy is a sequence of the never and more, a surgical revision of everything the ancestors saw. There's a violent tension in the arch of the lung, a weight that I've carried since the abacus was new. I'm the unlearned chapter, the anthem unsung, drowning in the indigo, me in the Cebu. Oh, it's the shale dividend, the logic of the slow, a terminal measurement of the things we don't show. I'm being pulled into the grain and the soul by the absolute gravity of the unmoving spine. It isn't a sentence and it isn't a choice, just a resonance of a hollowed out voice in the architecture of the state. You were the timber, the ballast, and the light, attempting to house a ghost that refused to be still.